Good day everyone, I'm actually the other Dinisio from Prensentation, and for today's topic is all about solid waste management. Solid waste management. So, ang solid waste management, sila yung nagmamanage ng mga basura natin na kung, like for example, yung tinapon natin basura, titingnan nila kung tapon na ba talaga yun o pwede pang ma-recycle o magamit sa mas makabuluhang bagay. So, like for example, yung mga plastic bottle, mga bote, yan mga usually non-recycle. So, yan. Tapos yung scope niya is include planning, administrative, financial engineering, and etc. So, next is solid waste management objectives. So, yung solid waste management daw is minamanage nila na mabawasan and ma-eliminate yung mga yung pagdami ng waste natin sa ating environment and para din makatulong sa human health natin. So alam naman natin na ang population is paparami rin and also yung waste natin is paparami rin. So gumagawa sila ng mga alternative o yung mga paraan na yun nga para makatulong sa environment. Solid waste management. So 6 stages of the waste management system is first is waste generation. So ito sila yung nag-identify ng mga material na no longer usable. So yun. So on-site handling, storage and processing. So dito, so meron silang dedicated place para sa mga solid waste na para ma-facilitate o for easier collection. So yun. So, waste collection. So ito yung mga activities na pagpe-place ng mga waste collection bins. Like for example, sa atin, di ba sa bayan natin, meron tayong mga waste collection bins. And also sa mga mall, di ba, meron tayong makikita mga waste collection bins. So, yeah. Next is waste transfer and transport. So, ito na yung pangungulekta ng basura sa mga, like for example, sa mga bahay natin, may truck na kumukuha, di ba? Then, dadalhin nila yun sa isang dedicated area talaga na pinagtatapunan ng basura natin. Like for example, sa isang community, so meron tayong talagang dedicated area para doon itapon yung basura natin. So, next is recycling and recovery. So, ito refers to the facilities, equipment, and techniques employed to recover reusable or recyclable materials from the waste stream and to improve the effectiveness of other functional elements of waste management. So, itong recycling and recovery, so simple lang siya. So, yung pag-recycle nga and process ng pag-recovery ng mga waste. So, next is disposal. So, the final stage of waste management. It involves activities aimed at the systematic disposal of waste material in locations such as landfills or waste to energy. Next is recyclable materials. So, ito yung mga usually na nire-recycle nila. Many kinds of glass, paper, cardboard, metal, plastic, tires, textiles, batteries, electronics. Note that composing or other use of biodegradable waste such as food or garden waste is also form of recycling. Next naman is yung mga non-recyclable materials. So plastic bags or recyclable inside plastic bags, takeaway coffee cups, disposable nappies, garden waste, polystyrene or foam, bubble wrap, syringe or medical waste, dead animal oils, ceramics, ovenware, or light bulbs. Next is benefit of recycling. Reduce the amount of waste sent to landfill in incinerators, conserve natural resources such as timber, water, and minerals, increase economic security by tapping a domestic source of materials, saves energy, support manufacturing and conserve valuable resources, help create jobs in the recycling and manufacturing industries. So, marami ring nagagawa yung solid waste management. So next is Philippine government. So the Philippines has endeavored to improve the management of solid waste through the passage of RA 9003 or the Ecological Waste Management Act that provides for a systematic, comprehensive, and ecological waste management program to ensure the protection, public health, and the environment. So, yun nga yung Philippine government, so improve nila yung ating solid waste management. So, next, our topic is all about global warming, climate change. So, global warming, climate change causes. So, global warming occurs when too much carbon dioxide and air pollutants are present in the atmosphere. So, ito nga, so yung global warming daw is occurs when, so pag marami ng carbon dioxide and other air pollutants na present sa ating atmosphere. So ito, nakukulong sa earth natin itong mga pollutants na to na pwedeng tumagal ng years, centuries in the atmosphere. So dahil doon, natatrap sila, so nag-generate siya ng heat na kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng greenhouse effect. So, yun nga, so carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, water vapor, and synthetic fluorinated gases are known as greenhouse gases. So, yun nga. So, tinatawag din yung impact nila na yun na greenhouse effect. So, human activities, notably the burning of lost fuels. So, coal, mga factor niya. So, coal, natural gas, and oil to power vehicles, factories, and homes release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Other activities including deforestation, cutting down trees, and raising livestock also emit greenhouse gases. So, yun nga, yung mga kumat nagkokos ng greenhouse effect sa atin. So, yun nga, so binanggit dito yung mga human activities. So, ito yan. So, guide to the greenhouse effects. So, one is solar radiation reaches the Earth atmosphere. Some of the radiation is reflected by Earth atmosphere and surface, but most of the radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface and atmosphere and warming. So, ayan nga. Yan yung iba raw na surface. So, yung iba naman nagre-reflect lang. So into the Earth's surface emits some energy as infrared radiation. A portion of the infrared radiation escapes Earth's atmosphere and goes back into space. So yung iba, so yung infrared radiation daw, so yun nga, lumalabas yun through, goes back into space. So, ito yung some of the infrared radiation is trapped by greenhouse gases in the atmosphere which cause Earth's surface and lower atmosphere to warm. So, ito nga yun yung nabanggit kanina na dahil sa mga human activities, so nagkakos yun para matrap yung infrared radiation. So, nagkakos siya ng init sa atin. So, ito nga, number 4, human activities are increasing the level of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere which trapping extra heat and raising Earth temperature. Next is global warming climate change impact. So, yun nga, dahil sa mga human activities, so nagkakaroon ito ng impact sa ating planet. So, this include intense and frequent droughts and storms, melting glaciers and ice sheet, rising sea levels, warming oceans, and ocean acidification. So, and also yung around the world already feeling the impact of climate change on the environment. So, yun nga, nararanasan naman natin yan. So, yung minsan summer, so summer biglang uulan. So, tag-ulan biglang aaraw. So, yun nga, pabago-bago ng or changing of climate. So, rising sea levels and threatening low-lying islands and coastal cities. Tropical insect-borne diseases are spreading as their hosts move into new habitats that were previously too cold for them to survive. So, yun nga. Also, may mga insect na so, lumilipat sila ng kanilang habitat dahil nga sa nagagawang impact ng global warming or yung climate change. So, next is prevention. Switch the renewable sources of energy such as solars and wind energy. Next is drive electric vehicles instead of those that burns fossil fuels, or we can use mass transit instead of driving our own cars. So, dito nga, so alam naman natin na yung ating mga sasakyan dyan is nag-emit siya ng burn fossil fuels na masama sa ating earth. So, insulate our homes and buildings and by replacing old failing appliances with more energy efficient models. So, magpalit daw ng mga bagong appliances na mas energy efficient models. So, next is invest in commercial services that draw down an equal amount of carbon out of atmosphere, such as through planting trees and carbon capture and storage techniques. So yun daw. So next is where practical, we can support more local business that use and promote sustainable climate smart practices such as those listed above. Consider placing an upper limit on the amount of carbon dioxide we will allow ourselves to emit into the atmosphere within given time frame. So, ayun yung mga prevention. Next is global mitigation. So, dito bumuo sila ng 400 institutional investors which collectively manage over 24 trillion assets, also wrote in support of the Paris Agreement, encouraging government to expand low carbon fuel sources, establish carbon price, and eliminate fossil fuel subsidies. So, dito, sa global mitigation, ito yung gumagawa sila ng mga moves or mga paraan para mababa yung greenhouse effect dito sa ating earth. So, like for example, sa paggawa nila ng mga solar, so yung mga ganong solar and mga windmill na pwede mag-generate ng ating electricity. So yun yung mga ginagawa nila. So yung mga purpose nila. So as of August 2020, 189 parties have ratified the Paris Agreement. The parties agreed to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius, 0.6 Fahrenheit this century. Participating countries are expected to submit their own country-specific emission reducing targets. So meron silang iba't ibang reducing targets, so known as nationally determined contribution. Temperature data showing rapid warming in the past few decades, the latest data going up to 2020. So according to NASA data, 2016 and 2020 are tied for the warmest year since 1830. So ayan nga yun. So sa mga data over a year, so 1880, 1900, 1920, 1940, 1960, 1980, 2000, and 2020. So, mapapansin natin tumataas yung warming dito sa ating Earth. Dams. A dam is a barrier that stops or restricts the flow of the water or underground stream. Reservoirs created by dams not only suppress flood but also provide water for activities such as irrigation, human consumption. So, yun nga. So, yung dam, siya yung nagpipigil para mag-flow yung river. Siya yung nagsisilbing barrier sa river. And also, yung dam, hindi lang yun yung purpose niya para pigilin yung pagdaloy ng tubig. Ginagamit din to para pagkuha na natin ng mainom or human consumption. So, ayan yung itsura niya. So, dito, ayan yung pinipigil niyang tubig. Next is levees. Dike, embankment, flood bank, or stop bank is an elongated naturally occurring ridge or artificially constructed field or wall that regulates water levels. It is usually eroded and often parallel to the course of a river in its floodplain or along low-lying coastline. So, yung levees, siya yung nagre-regulate ng water levels. So, and often nakaparallel daw yung itsura niya. So, ito yun, para mas maintindihan natin. So, ito siya. So, parang nag-a-add siya ng space or parang mas pinapalaki niya yung area nung river para, ayun nga, control yung flood. So, ayan. So, ayan, makikita natin dito. So, nag-ano siya ng parallel. So, ito yan. So, yung meron din siyang height. So, ayan, nagdadagdag siya ng height. So, para yung area ng river is mas lumaki. So, mas madaling, hindi siya mas madaling mapuno. So, ayan. Yung embankment. Ayan. So, ngayon, punta naman tayo sa causes of flooding. So, prolonged heavy rainfall, highly accelerated snowmelt, severe winds over water, unusual high tide, tsunamis, failure of the following: dams, levees, retention ponds, or other structures that retain in water, deforestation, and global warming. Next is flood wall. A flood wall is a primarily vertical artificial barrier designed to temporarily contain the water of a river or other waterway which may rise to unusual level during seasonal or extreme weather events. So, yung flood wall is unlike sa levees na nakaparallel yung barrier niya. So, ito naman is naka-vertical yung artificial barrier niya. So, etong flood walls ay ginagawa para ma-contain niya yung unusual level ng tubig. Like for example, sa mga tag-ulan, ganun, usually bumaba. So, yun yung trabaho niya. So, ayan siya. So, ito yung levees and flood walls. Sura niya. So, ito yung flood wall. So, ito yung levee. So, ayan. So, next is seawall. A seawall is a form of coastal defense constructed where the sea and associated coastal processes impact directly upon the landforms of the coast. The purpose of a seawall is to protect the areas of human habitation, conservation, and leisure activities from the action of tides, waves, or tsunamis. So, ayun, sinabi na nga rito, para maprotektahan daw yung activities from the action of tides, waves, or tsunamis. So, ayan. Itsura na nito. Next is river widening. So, river widenings are commonly used in river restoration to allow channel movement within spatially limited area. So, ayun niya. River widening. So, ay itsura niya. So, para mas mapaayos yung daanan ng tubig. Next is river dredging. Dredging is the act of removing silt and other materials from the bottom of bodies of water. As sand and silt washes downstream, sedimentation gradually fills channels and harbors. Dredging is the removal of sediment and debris from the bottom of lakes, rivers, harbors, and other water bodies. So, ito yung river dredging. So, pagkukuha nila o pag-ukay nila sa ilalim ng tubig, ng rivers, like for example, yung mga burak, di ba? Ito yung example niya. So, ayan. So, naiipon siya sa ilalim. Ngayon, ang tendency, madaling mapuno. Dahil na, madaling magkaroon ng baha. So, ngayon, kinukuha nila yon para ma-minimize pa rin yung pag-apaw ng tubig o ma-prevent pa rin yung pag-apaw ng tubig. So, ayan. Diversion canal. A diversion canal divert all or a portion flow a river from its natural course. It does not generally impounded water in a reservoir. Instead, the water is diverted into an artificial water course. So, yung diversion, dinadivert niya. So, parang hindi ma-ipon lahat sa may water reservoir, yung tubig. So, para mas maintindihan natin, ito yung ano niya. So, ayan. So, ito yung reservoir natin. So, ito yung dam. So, ngayon, dinivert nila. So, hindi lahat, rito. So, hinahati nila para dito yung iba dumadaan. And dito na may dam. So, ayan. Yan yung diversion canal. So, next is flood tunnel. Flood tunnels are a component of a flood management system usually found in built-up urban areas where there is no space for surface canal or stormwater tunnel. So, yung flood tunnels, ito yung walang mga space para sa mga surface canals. So, gano'n. So, ngayon, gumagawa sila ng flood tunnels para doon dumaan yung mga tubig. So, ayan. So, Tokyo Underground Flood Tunnels. Sa example niya. So, ngayon dumako naman tayo sa public water treatment and distribution. The stage of public water distribution are collection, cleaning and staining, regulation or flocculation, sedimentation and clarification, filtration, disinfection, storage, and distribution. So, sa collection, merong dalawang source ng water, surface water and groundwater. Wherein sa surface water, siya yung nanggagaling sa stream, river, lake, reservoir, or ocean. So, sa groundwater naman, ito yung sa mga drilling wells. So, yon sa mga aquifer natin. So, yun. So, ayan yung source of water natin sa aquifers, yung groundwater. So, primary source of drinking water, porous consolidated rock or unconsolidated soil, groundwater fills space, well and pumps used to remove water. So, ayan. So, source of water, surface water, so lake, reservoirs, rivers, dams to create reservoirs store water during heavy rains, snow. So, ayan. So, next is screening and straining. So, dito sa screening and straining, ito yung pagsasala ng mga dumi sa tubig. So, yung mga larger items, like for example, mga plastic bottle, mga bato, diba? So, sabi nga rin dito, some of these larger items can impede equipment in the treatment process, such as tree lime. O, yun. So, tree lime. So, and marami pang iba. So, ito yung example niya. So, ayan, yung pansala niya. So dahil dyan, sa pansala na yan, hindi niya nakuha yung mga plastic bottle niya na yan, mga punong kahoy, diba? Plastic. So, ayan. So, ay itsura niya. Coagulation or flocculation. So, sa coagulation process involves adding iron or aluminum salts such as aluminum sulfate, ferric sulfate, perchloride, or polymers to the untreated water or yung raw water. So, when mixed with the water, this causes the tiny particle of dirt present to stick together or coagulate. So, ang tawag daw sa pag yung sa mga dirt na nagdikit-dikit is coagulate. So, yun yung trabaho ng coagulation or flocculation. So, mapagdikit-dikit yung mga tiny particles into large particles para mas madali nilang makuha yung dumi. So, ayan, coagulation added. So, ayan, nag-form na siya. Mas madaling makuha. So, next is filtration. So, clarified water enters the filters from the top. So, gravity pulls the water down through the filters where it is collected in a drain system at the bottom of the unit. There are many different types of materials, media used in filters, the most common being sand and gravel. Many conventional plants are now using granular activated carbon as the media of choice because it is not only provide excellent mechanical filtration or particulate matter, but also remove organic compounds which can cause taste and odor problem. So, yun yung ginagawa ng filtration. So, para mawala yung odor and taste ng tubig. So, dumadaan siya sa so, karaniwan yung dinadaanan is yung ginagamit sa kanyang pansala is sand and gravel. So, ito itsura niya. So, ito yung tubig. So, due to gravity, so bumababa siya, unang dinadaanan niya sand, so yung mga maliliit na particles. So next is gravels. So ayan. So yung under drains, yung iba lumalabas dito sa outlet, at ito naman yung pipe used to introduce back water for cleaning filters. So dadaan pa siya sa ibang proseso. So ayan. So next is disinfection. Once the water has gone through the filtration process, it is about as clear and as it can get. So however, there may still be bacteria and viruses remaining. To ensure these are destroyed, there must be a disinfection process employed. So para daw ma-ensure na ang bacteria and viruses na natitira is mawala, so kailangan na disinfection process din. So ang process na yun is paglalagay ng chlorine. So para mapatay yung mga microorganisms. So ang pagdadagdag ng chlorine, so ito, they must add enough chlorine to ensure true disinfection of the water but avoid adding excess that can cause taste and odor problem when delivered to the consumer. So kailangan daw sapat lang yung ilalagay na chlorine. So hindi pwedeng sumobra, hindi rin pwedeng magkulang. Kasi raw pag sumobra, pwedeng mag-cause ng pagbago ng lasa and odor ng tubig. So pag naman konti, so pwede niyang hindi mapatay yung viruses, ganun. So yun yung disinfection. So ayan yung itsura niya. So ayan. Pagdagdag ng chlorine. So next is storage. So after lahat ng process na ito, kailangan natin ng storage, yung imbakan ng tubig. So once the disinfection process is complete, the water is stored. Storage usually takes place in an underground storage tank called a clear well, and also in elevated storage tanks that are visible around town. There must always be an ample supply of water available in the event of emergencies. This can include power outage, fires, flood, and etc. So, ayan yung itsura nun. So, next is distribution. So, how does the water come out of your kitchen tap? The stored water is pushed through underground pipelines all over town in what is called distribution system. The distribution system consists of large water pumps at the treatment plant, overhead water storage tank, large pipelines, smaller pipelines, fire hydrants, bulbs, and water meters in your front yard. So, yun yung distribution. So, meron daw na mga large water pump at that treatment plant para ma-supplyan tayo ng tubig sa ating mga bahay. So, ayan siya. So, ito yung pumping station. So, ito ngayon, pumupunta siya sa storage. So, ngayon, dinadala naman nun sa mga kabahayan. So, yun. So, ay itsura niyan. Pumping station. So, ito lahat yung mga Akron water supply treatment process. So, sa may screening or straining. So, ito yun. So, pag-add na flocculation. Then, next is sedimentation. Then, filtration. So, after ng filtration, so disinfection, then punta sa storage, then supply. Ayan.